ay. Ay, ay. Ay, ay. And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. Oh, those are my speakers. And a one fish, two fish. Oh, those are my speakers. And a one fish, two fish. Oh, those are my speakers. All right, let's try this again. All right, let's try this again. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, I can send you a pic. I can send you this picture, Charles. Yeah, I can send you a pic. I can send you this picture, Charles. Yeah, all right. I can send you a pic. I can send you this picture. And a one gummy bear and a two gummy bear. And a one gummy bear and a two gummy bear. And a red gummy bear and a blue gummy bear. And a red gummy bear and a blue gummy bear. All right, there we go. Happy National Gummy Bear Day. All right, there we go. Happy National Gummy Bear Day. I can still hear my echo. Let's stop that. Let's go check the YouTube ski. Let's put you over there. Come over here. Hey, Charles, how are you doing today? Where am I? I'm live here somewhere. It doesn't show me live. Why do you not show me live? Did I not? Is the thing not doing the thing? Did I forget to click the button that says go to YouTube? No, it says I'm streaming on YouTube. What the fuck, YouTube? what the farfig nougat? There, I see it now. What the hell? Oh, the little thing, it popped up and it said live and then it went away. There it is. I see myself now. Oh, the little thing, it popped up. Okay, YouTube is fine. Yeah, we're gonna work on the bikini outfit that we started, what, Saturday? Let's take a look. I think it's still in Marvy. I think I had everything broken up and ready to move from Daz. Let's see where we left off. We were wrestling with the wrap. I don't know, for some reason Marvel's designer just doesn't want to like wrap that up because I'm pulling it too tight in much of the way you would with real cloth, but Marvel's designer wants to argue about that. And I actually had McDonald's for lunch, and I've been exhausted ever since. So maybe having lunch, or maybe having McDonald's, maybe a combination of both lunch and particularly McDonald's was not a good idea. I'm going to try to kick a little energy in with a little bit of Coca-Cola. Um, oh my gosh, what is going on with this phone? Stop it. We're going to open project. Let's see where we left off. So we were working on, I think I've got all the parts broken up. Did we do the wrap, the sarong? We did. We split everything up. We have it all set up for UVs. We're going to put this on its own separate map. So I'm going to overlay that with this. I think I'm ready to fit this. Yeah, so we're probably going to have to take this in the blender and smooth it out just a little bit. But I think we're good. I'm happy with that. I have a pair of flip-flops floating around somewhere that we're going to add with this outfit, along with a hat and sunglasses. So we'll probably, I want to see about maybe fitting this into Daz, and then maybe we'll work on the hat and the sunglasses, and I'll dig up the flip-flops. That's the general plan. And then maybe tomorrow we can get this thing textured. I'm in the middle of getting the, I've already forgotten what it is. I've been working on it all day. The showgirl outfit. I'm submitting it to Daz. I have 2 more promos to render. And then I have to come up with the list of Morse and stuff. Anyhow, we have saved this. It is all good to go. We're going to do a couple of little things here before we fit it to Genesis 9 base. I'm going to just turn gravity off for this. Everything, we're just going to make sure everything is unfrozen. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a file save as for Genesis base. And Bao is like Bao, Bai, Bai. I'm gonna look that up again. Then Sancho, something like that. So this is just say G9 base, and then we'll just bring the G9 base in here. G9 base. Just right click, add to workspace. Load as Z morph target. Say OK. Close that because it's now in the way. And we're just going to watch the little thing here go back to gray, and it tells us that it's done fitting. We're going to put a little bit of gravity in here to get that to come down a little bit. Just a little, just a pinch. We'll go with a little 2000. Get it to settle out. So I think we're good. Okay, so I'm going to hit save on that. Let's do, I'm going to export it into two parts to begin with. And later on in the process, I'll separate out the bottoms from the tops. But right now, they're just going to be one piece. And we'll just double check our UV editor. I think I'm going to alter the UVs. I'm going to use a non-standard map size for this, is what I'm thinking. So I'm probably going to render this out at like 8K and then we'll just trim it off. I don't know if that actually saves you anything or not. Or maybe we'll just do this. Maybe 4K, we'll do 4K, trim it off. This will be separate from that. These have got different textile densities by far. Anyhow, that's looking good. Let's export those out. We'll pop back over to 2D pattern. And I'm just going to select all of this. File, export, OBJ selected. And we did actually make a project for this over in the beach party, right? Bayo de Sancho. And we'll just put that there. And you become Bayo de Sancho G9. Save that. Yo, Memloss, how are you doing? Everybody, check out Memloss. Streaming the GTA circuit. Is this all good? I think this is good. I don't know. You know what? These are probably what's janking me up somewhere in here. I'm not going to worry about it. This should be fine. I should be able to make clothes and export it. I can't use this version of Marvel's Designer for making morphs anymore, though. At least until they fixed it up. I saw over in the, there's community forums for Marvel's Designer, and somebody's already complained about it. And thank you for the shout out for Memloss. All right, now we're going to save you. OPJ selected. I should hide this and see what the bottom actually looks like. You're going to be Bao de Sancho wrap. And that goes out like so. All right, I'm going to hide this because I want to just see how the bottom's looking, just to make sure it didn't do anything funny, just because I can't see. And you know what? That bottom looks fine. So we're good to go. This is going to become a chain bikini. We're going to put chain textures on all the straps. So that's the plan. So that's good. Okay, part two. I'm now going to fit this. So I'm going to just bring that back. And we can just save this. And then we're going to go back to the Genesis 8 female or Genesis 9 female feminine version and fit it to the Genesis 8 female version. So recent, and we'll just reopen this one right here. I'm going to try fitting it to 100%. We'll try that. I think this is good. Oh, Memlos. Happy Gummy Bear Day. There we go. Okay, where we were before, we're just going to unmemorize everything. I'm going to save this just to make sure I don't overwrite the original. We're going to save this as G8 feminine or G8 female. So these straps are going to look an awful lot thinner when we put chain textures on them instead of what we've got there right now. Okay, let's fit this now. Open up that library. Come over here to the G8 avatar. No, actually it's in Morphs. Now, do I have a Genesis 800% shape? I want to try that this time. It's a lot taller, but it's almost as wide, and with this bikini, I think this will work out best. We'll try that. We'll see how this goes. Nope, that didn't work. I'm going to try this again. Let's do a recent. Let's reopen up. Okay, let me see if I can do this again. Do that. Come over here. Oh, I didn't add you. And you don't have your legs posed properly. All right, so we'll do the 97. Add to workspace. And add as a morph target. Say okay to that. And then we're going to see. You know what? That seems to be okay. Let's hide the wrap and see what the bottom looks like. Okay, it's a little loose in there. I think I'm going to fix that in Blender, actually. I think the rest of it looks okay. And I can use stupid Blender tricks to clean the crotch up. So I think this is going to be fine. Let's do this. File, export, OBJ selected. Of course, I'm in totally the wrong folder. There we go. Bio de Sancho, G8 female. Do that. Actually, I don't know. Do I like... I'm going to cancel this for a second. Hold on. Is that too... I am going to save it like this, but I'm going to try something and see if we can get it to be better. Export OBJ selected. So I'm going to just do this again. This time I'm actually going to do it. I don't have a proper 100%, so we're going to make one of those in DAZ real quick. Well, thin. This is probably okay. Meters, I'll say okay to that. All right. And then we're going to export that out. File, export, OBJ selected. Same thing. I'm going to choose this and we're going to call it Genesis 8 female. Dum dum dum. Should be good. Okay, I need to make 100% version of this, and I don't have a good one, so we're going to do that real quick in DAS here. So we're going to load in Genesis 8. We're going to dial in the Genesis 8 female, or the Genesis. We're loading in Genesis 9. We're going to dial in that Genesis 8 shape. The only problem is that the legs aren't right on that. So we're going to adjust the legs. So if we come in here, we actually, in your Genesis 9, there are Genesis 8 shapes set up. But that's not quite right because Genesis 8 has an A pose on the legs as well. So we're going to fix that. I'm going to, just to make sure I'm doing this right, bring in a Genesis 8 just to check our alignment. I'm pretty sure I just have to bend those legs out side by side 6 degrees. Actually, what I might also do is I might change the rotation point to line up. So we're going to change the rigging just a little bit on Genesis 9 to get it so that when we move the legs out, it lines up a little bit better. And Genesis 8 takes a little while to load in. Get some of that sugar and caffeine in me. Okay, so as you can see, we got pretty good lining up here, except for the legs. And to improve the bend in the legs, I'm going to change this center of orientation to match that so that when we move it, it moves more or less the same. So it's a little bit of, we're going to come over here to the rigging. We're going to switch over to left thigh, and we're going to move this up to here. So we're going to do this in baby steps. And I only really need to do the X and the Y. The Z doesn't really make a difference for what we're doing because we're just rotating on the Z. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to take a look at this. I want to put that as the X position right there. Copy that. We run back over to here. Paste that there. I'm also going to run over here, and then this is just the negative of what we just did. So that's good. Okay, now we're going to pop back over to here. We're just going to get the Y value and pop back into this. I can use the same Y value for the left and the right. So I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to put that there. Okay, so now when I rotate this, and I'm going to use my standard, it's 6. So it 90 minus 6 to bring this thigh in, so it should be about 6 to pull it out on the side by side. We'll start with that and then we'll tweak. And actually that lines up really well. The foot's off just a bit, but we aren't doing anything with the feet. And if we weren't doing anything down past the hips, we wouldn't have a problem, but we are. All right, so this leg needs to go minus 6 on the side by side. Okay, then I'm going to export out the Genesis 9 in this shape. And we're going to use that as a morph target in Marvelous Designer. We got to make sure that we don't have any, take that mesh resolution back down to base before we do this. And then export that. Export a file. There we go. And now I just have to remember where these go, because I don't. So we're going to come over here and open up this library. And it's going to tell me, at least I hope it tells me where this is. That would have been too... show and explore. There we go. So I can just drop that into here. You are right there. So I'm going to export that to here. I'm going to overwrite this one here. The legs are off on that one. That's the reason why we're doing this, to replace that. Target already exists. Would you like to replace it? Yes. So ideally, I should be able to load this as a morph target now. So I'm going to do a refresh. And then I should be able to do... That doesn't look quite right. Let's see if this works. Add to workspace as a morph target. As a morph target. Let's try that again. Let's see if this works. Hey, it's working. I'm getting a better fit on the bra, which is the whole point. Maybe. Nope, it stopped moving. See if we can maybe just pull that down just a little bit. That looks good. Let's just double check. Let's hide this. I'm going to actually deactivate it. And then we'll hide it. And we'll take a look at... See, that's a little bit better. I'm still getting a little... You know what? We're going to change... No, you're still... Oh, why are you being so... Why are you being such a butt? You were there. You were good. What is my settings on that? I'm going to lower the additional thickness down on those, I think. Just to get it from fighting so much. And we'll see if that... It really doesn't want to be happy. You know what? That's probably close enough and I can fix this in Blender. Okay, this is good. This is a little bit better than what I had before with the slightly smaller avatar. And the benefit is I don't have to... I think I'm going to pull the straps up a little further on this. Something's not connecting in here right, though. Oh, you know what? Let's just reactivate all of this. No, actually, let's leave that deactivated. I'm going to try to pull these straps up on the hips a little bit further. Which means this is probably going to explode in the crotch. What are you? Oh, it's that craptastic selection tool. Despite the fact I marqueed past that, it didn't actually get selected. You suck, dude. You totally suck. It's deactivate patterns. There we go. I'm going to have to Okay, I want these straps to be a little higher up on the hips. That's what I want. And I'm going to freeze the top. Because I'm happy with it, I think. And nothing's happening. Let's try that again. Oh my god, what is it doing? You know what? Let me I probably have too much other garbage open in the background. So we're going to be closing apps down. Yeah, we don't need PowerPoint open in the background. You know what? I'll just save you like that. I don't need Word open. I'm gonna leave those open. That's fine. Why I got a copy of Firefox open in the background? You know what? I don't need my Blender open. Close that. Are you doing anything yet? Um, those are probably okay. That I probably don't need this open. Most of that's just Marvel's Designer's a memory pig with the VRAM. All right, let's see if we can get this running. I probably should just stop and reload. All right, we're going to save this. We're going to close Marvel's Designer down and we're going to reopen it. Let's see. Oh, the change in memory when I shut Marvel's Designer down. I feel like this newer version is a little worse with the memory management than the older one seemed to be. So maybe I should stop using this one. All right, let's open project. We were working on the female. All right, let's see what we can do here. Look at my memory all nice and fresh and everything. Let's grab you. Let's deactivate you. Did I get the right avatar in here? I don't know if I put the right. No, I don't. Okay, we're gonna do. Oh, I have to redo the thing again. Uh, this here. There's that shape we saved. Add to workspace. As a morph target. Okay. It's gonna do its thing. That looks really good. That's not too bad. So we're just gonna maybe pull this down a little. Is good. All right, let's see if we can make some adjustments to the wrap. The wrap is actually looking okay. So we're gonna get that out of the way and we're gonna focus on that I can fix. I just want these to be a little higher on the hips. So let's see if we can get that up and over a little bit more. Well, that crotch is just hangry, isn't it? That I can fix, I think. Would be nice if it didn't. It would just settle down. I wonder if I take the, let's try taking the strengthening off and see if that helps. Okay. That looks much better. All right, we're happy with that. We're good to go. I'm going to hit save on this. All right, we have the Genesis 8 female version done now. We'll get to save these out again. I'm happy with these shapes. File, export OBJ selected. There we go. We, of course, are totally in the wrong directory. I just went to the wrong directory again. Missed it by that much. There we go. That's better. Replace that. Yeah, yes. Okie dokie. Now we can bring you back. And export you out. Should be good. All right, I'm going to grab open, so you're good. Also, we're going to save out the feminine shapes. So we're going to reopen. No, I need to do it this way. Open project. We'll do it that way. It's something 02. That one right there. Oakley dokley. Oh no, I merged it in. File. Open project. What the hell happened here? Do I want to save? No. I want this. I want to open. Did I accidentally click add or something weird? That's better. Save this. G9 feminine. We'll use this as a morph target later on. And this is the wrap for G9 feminine. There's a more technical name for it, which I can never remember, which is the reason why I just call it like this stuff. Okay, and that's good. So I didn't do anything with this, so I don't even need, you know what, I'm going to put you off to the side. And you could just see how Marvel's designer just slowly eats up all the VRAM while you're working, which is really annoying. I think, is it actually putting undos into VRAM? What? That's just stupid. That's the only thing I can think of because nothing's really changing other than the fact the more I use it, the more VRAM it eats up. I wonder if I can clear the undos. It's even when I open up a different file, it's just stupid. I wonder if the other one did that and I just really didn't notice it so badly. It becomes particularly bad on stream because when that gets up into the 10 and 11, and the 11 being that I've got an 11 gigabytes of VRAM. So when it starts eating all of that up, you know what? I'm just going to close this then. We'll open it back up later because I want to just free that VRAM. And it drops back to my regular operating 1.5 Gs of VRAM in use. Hey, Willie, how are you doing? I'm going to open the wrap up into Blender because I think it needed a little bit of loving before we import it. But we'll start with the base in here. Oh no, I went too fast. Okay, I don't want to use that tool. We'll just switch over to the universal. And then we'll import. Nope. There we go. Beach party. It's a beach party, baby. The Bayo do Sancho. There we go. Whip. Bayo do Sancho G9. Say yes. How does that? Oh, that got janky down in there too. Oh man, we're gonna go back and fix that. Alrighty. This is the G9 base, so we're just going to open that one up. That one right there. And currently, we're not even quite at 3 gigabytes of VRAM being used. But that's okay. Marvelous Designer will eventually eat it all. What the hell happened to you, dude? I totally did not leave you like that. Slacker. All right, let's check the... Okay, there's that craptastic selection tool. I marquee selected everything, but didn't get that top edge. And right there, I'm not getting 2 pieces. I have to actually go, you have to marquee past the item a certain amount. I don't know. There's probably a setting for that. Oh, we did that on purpose just to fuck with you. I'm sure that's what it was. Let's deactivate that and hide it. And you know what? It probably did the same thing it did before. My strengthening is probably screwing things up down there where it gets tight in the crotch. So we'll undo, we'll undo, we'll undo, and yeah, my shortcut key stopped working. Great. Strengthen is Control A.
Chris, pay attention.
On strengthen. What did you know now? Are we following Willie? Didn't I say hi to Willie? I thought I said hi to Willie. Maybe not. Why are you not strengthening? Unstrengthen. Unstrengthen is Control H. There we go. Oh, for crying out loud. We'll try to let that settle in. Oh, you got all twisty, didn't you? That's totally obnoxious. I don't know if I can snap this back in. I haven't seen Willie's post. Good afternoon. Good evening. Was that the one, or was there something else? That's all I see. I don't see something else here, Charles. What the hell? Did he say something on Twitch and it didn't come through my... Oh, the watch streak. No, I didn't see the watch streak. 3 streams to cross the bridge of death. You will answer me 3 questions. What's your quest? What's the wing velocity of an unknown? I've heard that before. African or European, Willie? Arg. I cannot see it for some reason. My combined chat window doesn't bring that up for some reason. Hey, it's Statler and Wardorf. Howdy, compadre. I'm gonna put my chat window back over there. Um, our crotch got janky. I hate it when that happens. I'm gonna freeze everything but the back, and then we're gonna reattach it. To cross the bridge. What is your quest? I quest the Holy Grail. What is your favorite color? Red. What is the wing velocity of an unladen swallow? African or European? There we go. What? I didn't know that. You got to know these things when you're king. I know. And I repeated the answer too. All right, let's do this. Let's try this. Let's move all of this back. Back like so. You guys are janked up. Something spectacularly. Oh, I think these. Are you on the wrong side? You're on the wrong side. Is it all of the. So that's a little bit better. Okay, I think that's a little closer. We'll try running that back into here. And hopefully that lines up. And now I'll try to control H. We'll see if we can get. Now I control that. You know what? It's like this isn't actually deactivated. And once again, despite selecting the whole thing, I did not select the whole thing. Or I mean, despite drawing a box completely around it. So let's activate, deactivate. That was what that was. It wasn't properly deactivated. That's what it is. Okay, that's good. So this needs a little bit of we'll unfreeze these. I don't know. Yes. So let's unfreeze that. I think I'm good now. Yeah, that's much better. All right, we're going to resave this back out. The wrap should be okay, I think. Or resave. Well, you know what? Let's reactivate and read. So let's freeze all of this because I'm happy with that right now. Although Marvel's Designer will probably jank it up while I'm not paying attention. Okay, we'll draw a marquee around everything and then some. We activate that. I'm going to make it visible so we can see it. Just going to do that. Let things settle just a little bit. Probably good. Resave everything. File, export, OBJ selected. You know what? We might try to touch up the wrap with ZBrush. We'll see how that works out. Okay, Bayo de Sancho G9 goes right there. There we go. File, export, OBJ selected. Bayo de Sancho wrap G9 goes right there. Dum dum dum. Okay. I'll just hit save on this. I can never tell the difference between the base and the. All right, let's see how this looks. Nope, I deleted the wrong thing. All right, activate, import. There we go. Put that in. Accept. Damn it. I didn't. We have to reshape. All right, let's. Okay, unfreeze all of that. Control K. There we go. Do this again because I forgot to save it after we did the thing last time. There's the base. Add to workspace. Load as a morph target. Say OK. I'm going to keep an eye on the color of this little arrow up here. When it turns to gray, it's done. It's done. Just take a quick look at. I'm going to hide the wrap real quick and take a look at the bottom. I think we're good. All right, let's bring that back to view. All right, once again, with the exporting. Okay, we should be ready to do the transfer tool now. Okay, so you weren't the right shape. Hopefully we have it now. All right, looks better. Okay, let's do transfer tool time. Transfer tool activated. Take the Genesis 9. Take the outfit projection template. We're going to say bodysuit tight for this and accept that. We're going to check, we're going to add D-force and see if that, I have a relative level of confidence. I haven't actually had something not D-force for a few months now. And then we'll just see how that's working. So we've applied the D-force. We're running the D-force. That's the default D-force, looking good. A couple of things that we didn't want to have happen didn't happen. One, it didn't just vanish. Two, it didn't explode. The exploding we can fix easier. Did not. If it just vanishes, it means somewhere I've got two vertexes sitting right on top of each other. And that's a little trickier to debug. Anyhow, we're looking good there. There's a few other things we want to do before we. I started doing more things to this and then converting it over. So we're going to do a bunch of stuff here. Geometry. We'll add the smoothing modifier. We'll convert it to sub D. We got the D-force on here. Let's go over here and take a look at our surfaces. We've got to clean these all up. Let's put my generic shader on here. This is just a lot easier for me to work with. Also, since we're here, we're going to do some basic D-force setups. Right off the bat, we just changed the bend stiffness to 0.1. And that stops most of your explosions with that one setting. Although it's probably a little floppier than you would like, but on the other hand, we're trading that off for not exploding. Let's clean these up before I go further. The names, we'll pop over here with the geometry tool and just pop in here and just clean up all the extra garbage that Marvel's Designer thinks is important enough to add in there just so I can get rid of it. Probably furious at me for having to clean up this stuff that nobody knows what the frick it does, and users don't need to see this shit. It's does nothing for their user experience. I don't know. Maybe in Clo this serves a purpose, but for the 3D workflow, adding that garbage doesn't. All right. So we're going to tighten up a few of these. We're going to tweak. I'm going to set everything to be just a little less dynamic by default. So we'll start off with that. So I'm going to just set these dynamic strength to 0.9. Really not that noticeable. Then we're going to take the chains and we're going to tweak the seriously. Marvelous designer, seriously. By the way, how are you doing on eating up my oh, Marvelous designer is done eating all my VRAM. You can see how it just slowly just captures it all and doesn't release any of it as it goes. So you know what? I think we're just going to hit save on this and close it. And get it out of here so we can get our VRAM back. Which reminds me, next time I use Marvelous Designer, I'm going to go back to the 2025 version and actually kind of monitor how it manages VRAM because 2026 is doing a shit job of it. And I was noticing the issues with Marvel's has always had a problem getting slower. Maybe that's just it. Maybe it's just shit at VRAM management. Maybe it's what it's doing is it's just putting all the undos into VRAM. It's faster that way. You didn't really need the VRAM anyhow, did you? Um. Anyhow, I mean, I've got those all cleaned up. We're tweaking. I'm going to tighten these up. I'm going to start with 95. And actually, you know what? I think I'm going to tighten everything up to. We're going to add the contraction to make it contract just a little bit for everything. So maybe we just set everything to 95. We'll run that and see if it just kind of pulls. See, it's still a little floppy, isn't it? All right, let's tweak the chains. And if I do those at 90, does that hold everything together? Or do I want to do everything? See here, so we're just doing the chains, which are basically the straps. I want to run that again because I want to watch where the crotch goes. I might tweak the trim as well. We'll see. Actually, that didn't drop. And these are, we're going to run it again and we're going to see where where the cups go on the top. They drop a little bit, but it's not too bad. I think that's going to be probably a good starting point for my D4 settings. Right in there. I'm going to maybe tweak. I want to set my collision offset just a little bit, so maybe I can add a little more on the displacement. So we're going to bump that up from 2 millimeters to 3 millimeters. And let's see if that makes anything go wonky. Oh, that made that go wonky, but I'm going to tweak the friction on the bottom chains to keep them from sliding down the hips. And actually, did I do the whole... Here, let's set you... So this mesh is a little denser than I normally do at like 5 millimeters and 10 millimeters. So let's run this. So this is from the fact that you've got stuff that's closer than 3 millimeters. That's still sliding down. I'm going to tweak that. And I'm losing the crotch. I'm going to set you back to 2, I think. Actually, can I, if we do 0.25, let's try that. And I want to watch that crotch and see if it does anything. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to add a little bit of friction on this to try to help keep them from sliding further down the hips, I think. That should be the bottom chains right there. Where's our friction setting? Friction is up in here. Maybe we make you 0.8, make you a little stickier. I'm going to just put that cursor there and see if it slides or. That's a little bit. Okay, we're going to go. I want to use as little friction as possible and yet still have it kind of stay in place. So I'm going to readjust. We're splitting the difference between the 0.4 where we saw it slide down a little bit and the 0.8 where it was holding nicely. All right, put our cursor there to watch. And the 0.6 is holding in place. You know what? I'm going to leave it like that. I think that's looking good. And honestly, I'm going to also clean up the weight maps on this so that in general, you really don't need to be deforcing something like this. Okay, so that's good. Zero that. All right, deforce is set up. We got the base set up. I'm going to add some Morse to this. I think you know what, did we do we did do the things. We added the mesh resolution to high. Mesh smoothing is set at base shape. You know what, with this, I'm going to leave that at base shape. For the wrap, I'm going to switch that to generic because it's got all the folds in it. And it's liable to actually change. So this won't change shape that much when it's dynamic. So the base shape matching works well. The wrap will probably can change shape a lot. So we're going to switch that to be generic, but this is good. I'm going to memorize this figure. And then we're just going to save you. Did I set up I don't think I set up a directory for this yet, have I? I have not. We need to set up a folder for this. Let's come over here. Content directory manager. DAT studio formats. Add. I don't think I set up any folders in here yet. We'll take a quick look. Probably go grab the templates from somewhere. Keep beach party. Bio de Sancho. Yeah, I needed to. I can select this folder here. And we accept that. And now we're going to go into Windows Explorer and do a little bit of work. Projects. Come over here and grab a template. I don't need that data folder, but I do want these. And over here in the beach party, Bayo de Sancho, we'll just paste all of this right here. I should put all of this into the whip folders. That would be the smart thing. And we're going to come down to people. Genesis 8 female clothing. Me. We're going to change that outfit to say Bayo de Sancho. Do Sancho. It should be good. And we're going to do a little bit of cleanup down here right off the bat. I'm going to change the name of the shaders from AO to Bayo. So we'll just collect all of those. And we'll do a little rename on that. Switch that AO. And I'm just going to put Bayo in front of all the file names. Yeah. There we go. Is good. Come over here, Genesis 9. Let's rename you. Let's pop over into here. Let's update these with the new name. Okay, that's good. Runtime. This is where the textures are going to go. So rename the project. Okay, in here, we're going to set up you know what? I might just call you, yeah, let's say bikini instead of outfit. And then, so I need one for that. I need one for the wrap. I think I'm going to put the hat and the sunglasses on the same map. And we're going to hunt down the flip-flops. So there's the folder for the flip-flops, the wraps, and I'm going to make one that'll say accessories. And we'll stack the hat and the sunglasses in that. Or the files for those. The textures. Okay, so those are good. Template folder. We'll put the templates right here. It's good. Whip folder, we'll put everything. See, we've got our stuff in here. I still have I've closed Marvelous Designer. I'm going to move those files. We'll just stick all the MD files into the whip folder. There, that cleans that up just a little bit. Okay, now we're ready to save. Save as a figure prop asset. So we can put this into that Genesis 9 outfit out. We just outfit folder we set up. There we go, right here. It's going to go right here. I'm going to call it bikini for right now, but we're going to split it up eventually into two separate parts. But for a lot of the work, I'm going to do them together because it's a little easier. Save some extra work from having to flip back and forth. Go to Sancho, and I'm just going to say bikini for you. It's not really important. And G9. And right here, I don't have a project name yet. Well, now. So that goes there. That is the item name. Wardrobe full body, probably good enough. Is good, accept that. Okay, we're going to add a whole bunch of morphs into this. I want to just check something. Let's see how our basic morphs are looking right off the bat. You know what? That's probably fine. Genesis 9 does this a lot better than Genesis 8. The transfer tool. that could use a little bit of touch up, but you know, these are generally good. And you can see the smoothing actually cleans it up where it's basically usable. But what I don't, but I personally do not want to leave it where there's a little bit of poke through without the smoothing, like you can see right there. So that I would touch up with ZBrush. And we're going to add a whole bunch of adjustment morphs in this right now that we saved this. We're going to close this down and reopen up my special add the adjustment file, which is add basic morphs. There we go. Save changes the current scene before closing it. Nope. So I'm going to add in the adjustment morphs. We're going to clean up the presentation of those, save that, and then that's what we're going to put on Genesis 8. We may still get to the hat and the sunglasses. What do sun hats and sunglasses look like these days? I would still just wear Wayfarers. And I'd just wear a bush hat of some sort or a cowboy hat. I don't even have a cowboy hat. I wear baseball caps. Who am I fooling? And I've worn the same baseball cap for maybe a decade now. Maybe it's time to get a new one. All right, there we go. Let's click over here. Let's come back over. There's our project. Oh no. Can I refresh you? Didn't I not add you? I did. Let's try this again. It's gone wonky. It does this. I have to kind of kick it in the keister to get it to update. There we go. There's our folder. There's that swimsuit we just saved. So hidden in here is a figure that I'm gonna that has a this not that this bodysuit has a whole bunch of adjustment morphs in it. So we're gonna take this, fit it to that. It will auto project all these adjustment morphs, and then we're going to save those out. And then we're going to close this down, reopen this back up, and then tweak the presentation. And then I should be able to load it onto Genesis 8. I think I'm good from there. And then we still have the wrap to do. I might. Excuse me. I'll probably put off the wrap for later, and we'll work on the hat and sunglasses after we get this onto Genesis 8. So where are we? I got you in. I'm fitting you to something. That's right. Oh, how does this work again? Oh, I remember. God dang. It's like all of a sudden I couldn't remember how to fit to. Oh no. So we want the G9 bodysuit. There we go. Accept that. All right, now we're just going to come over here and save all those morphs. So it just created all the adjustment morphs. Did she gain weight? She has got a little bit of everything dialed in. So beware, Charles. That's future Sarah's body. She looks good now, but wait till she hits her 50s. Um, there we go. We're just going to save all of. Actually, I'm just going to save all the adjustments out. Here, let's turn that off. And these are all these adjustment morphs which just got projected into our swimsuit. So we're just going to save all of them and clean it up later. There we go. That will never happen. Yeah. Okay. Let's do new. We're done with this file. We've got our adjustment morphs thrown in. So there's a dress figure in here too. When I do the wrap, I'm going to use the G9 dress figure instead of this bodysuit. Save changes the scene before closing it. Nope. So I'm just going to bring that in. We're going to tweak the arrangement and colors. We're going to run over to the data folder and delete a few duplicate files out. Actually, we can probably start that now. Where's my data folder? So we didn't have a data folder in here before until we saved the figure and it created one. And there's the, when we did the save as a file, save as a figure prop asset, that got created right there. We want to come down here and look at all these, a bunch of these morphs we just saved. And what I end up, usually I'm a little sloppy. One of these days I'll clean these things up, but I've got duplicate morphs in here. So things down here, midriff neck, short sleeves, waists, are probably also midriff neck, and these two waists are duplicates. So now when we bring this in, there we go, pop over here. We're just going to take a look at all these adjustment morphs. Okay, none of these have got janky names. We're going to fix janky names. And also we're going to change the colors of all these. I got a button for that. Settings. I don't have an easy way to do this. Maybe I can vibe code a fix for these. I'm a vibe coder now. I made a couple of scripts using AI. Sorry, Willie, but it worked, sort of. It's DAS scripts. It works as well as anything in DAS, I imagine. Anyhow, those are good. All right, is good. We're going to go into edit mode so that I can select all of these. Hit the magic script button. It recolored them all. Okay, some of them, but they all ended up here, so we're going to fix that. We're going to set our property group to actor adjustment is good. Actor adjustment, there they are. All right, we're going to come in here and we're going to set all the limits. Make sure everything has a limit turned on. Enable limits, there we go. So that's my cleanup for the adjustment morphs. And we might get rid of some of these. And these loosens are basically DAS created morphs. The adjustments are my morphs. And some of them do sort of the same thing, but I just leave them in anyhow. Anyhow, let's, then we just come over here, modify our asset. We're just going to save the morphs. Accept that. And it does its thing. Right. Okay. Now I'm going to convert this over to Genesis 8. So my slacker method is to, we're going to auto fit that J9 to G8. Then I'm going to reshape it. So things that it saves me is I don't have to rename the surfaces. I don't have to reset. You know, my D4 settings are kind of set up nicely already. My surface names are cleaned up. I already have the base shader turned on. It will, a lot of those adjustment morphs are fairly generic, so I don't have to worry about them. So they're actually will transfer over. So it saves me a bit of work. I'm still going to redo. So we're going to do this. We're going to auto fit from Genesis 9. You are basically a bodysuit. I'm going to redo the transfer tool after this, but we're going to reshape this. We're going to update the base geometry with the shape that we saved earlier. And it will be pretty close to this, but it's a little bit different. So I just want the weight maps to be to the final shape. It doesn't make a huge difference. And that's actually not too bad of a fit. I'm going to load it in as a morph target. We can kind of see how it looks when it, by comparison. Usually looks a little bit better in spots. Also, if I load it in as a morph target, it tells me if my vertex count's good. So we're going to do that. Beach party. Leo to Sancho. Whip. There's that female. Genesis 8 female. We'll bring you in as a morph target. Oh no. Oh, I have the Genesis 8 selected. I do that about half the time. Let's do this again. That's better. Morph successfully loaded. So that tells me that my G9 and my G8, I can, the morphs will all work. Some of them though, so if I do the hanging morphs, I usually can do hanging morph for one and use it for both. Or on the ground morphs. If I do an on the ground morph, it will work with the Genesis 8 and the Genesis 9 because it's not dependent on what's sitting underneath it. Anywho, and see, we still got our adjustment morphs. Yay! Is this still limited? It's still limited. Yay! But we want to check out this shape here and see how it looks. And if I want to switch for that, oh, that looks so much better. I think, I think that the bottom comes out looking nice. The whole thing comes out looking just a bit nicer, doesn't it? So we will use that to update the geometry with. So here we'll just update the base geometry with that shape. Except that Sarah wants to know if there's a morph for the back where it turns into just a string. the textures are going to make those look a lot thinner. We're putting a chain texture on here. So it will look skimpier. That is so much better looking. I don't actually need this anymore, so we're just going to delete that. That was just the test. Every now and then, the auto convert figure will look a little bit nicer than the than what we did with the Marvel's Designer. This isn't that time though, so we're just going to get rid of this extra doohickey there. I'm just going to rerun the transfer tool so it resets the weight maps on this new shape. So just to do that, I want the Genesis 8 female. I'm going to do that. It still says G9. We're going to fix that in a minute. I'm just going to say full body and accept that. I'm actually going to also redo the smoothing modifier because the shape's a little bit different too. Okay, that's good. So we're going to pop up over into here. I'm going to do edit geometry and I'm going to remove the current smoothing modifier. And we're going to just regenerate it based on this shape right here. Add a smoothing modifier and that's good. I got some nice wrinkles in there. That's what happens when you use the tinier squares. I'm getting a little, I don't know if I need to, are you smoothed or not? Is the smoothing turned on? I know it's probably going to be fine. I think that's looking fine. Is there anything else I need to do besides saving this? Not really. Let's go over into the scene identifier. I forgot that. You know what? This actually doesn't make a difference right now. Actually, I am going to change that. And I can change this right in here. I can either change it over here, or I can change it when I have this up. I'm just going to, since I have this up, I'm just going to change it to say G8 female in here. And this is just a temporary figure anyhow. Uh, and also I can change the content type right here too. It's a temporary figure, but I'm going to go ahead and say full body anyhow, just to do it. There we go. Okay, now we can save this as a figure prop asset. Not over that because we're in the wrong folder. Let's go over to the Genesis 8 folder. And right there, and I'm just going to say bikini and G8 female as if this was actually a. And right here, we'll switch you to say Beo de Sancho, Beo de Sancho bikini G8 female, wardrobe full body because we already set that. So that should be good starting point for that. I'm going to go ahead and save this out for Substance Painter now. So let's pop over here to Mesh Smoothing and turn that off. And Mass Resolution, set you back to default or base. And let's give all our surfaces colors. This is where the shader folder comes in handy because it's right next door. So I don't have to go looking through my directories to find out my generic color shaders because they're right here. Because I'm a slacker and I force everybody to have another copy of this with every product. I don't know if anybody else uses these, but honestly, they make my life so much easier just to have it right there. All right, we're all set up. I'm going to save this. I'm going to open it up in Blender just to make sure everything's smoothing right before we resave it again. So I'm going to export that. I'm in totally the wrong folder because we were exporting the Marvelous Designer last time. Daz remembers that. But we want to come over here. I need a new folder in here for Substance. Put that there. Bikini. Let's just say G8. Do that. All of this should still be good. Okay, that's basically all I really needed to do with Daz today. But I'm going to keep that open in the background. There's also a set of black and white types. I have been doing consistently a black and white versions of outfits. I didn't always do that, but I just found it a good practice. It's one of those things. I heard somebody saying that they always had a white. I'm going, you know what? That's a good idea. That way you can just go in and tweak the color with the white, right? Just tweak the base color using the white texture. It also sets the black and white texture get copied. Yeah, and then this thing gets copied with everything I make. And it just has these generic surface settings, some generic fish. Actually, what do I have in here? Generic opacities. There's a generic fishnet and a generic lace with everything. And then you just have the quick apply colors. Also, if there's a white texture in here, you can just come in here and kind of tint it. So that's the reason why I do a black and a white. And black is just nice. Everything should come in black. All right, we're opening up Blender now. I did update to the 5.1.1, and I found that M-Tree doesn't work with it anymore, but I'm sure they'll update it. All right, let's put Blender over here. So right now, I just want to double check a couple of things. Sometimes I get sharps from Daz on the models, and I want to make sure there's no sharp edges when we send this over to Substance Painter. So let's do an import. Let's go to projects. Let's sort by name so I can find actually what I'm looking for. Beach Body. Biodo Sancho. There we go. Whip substance. So I'm going to open this up. Let's take a look. See, I've got some sharps in here I want to get rid of right in there. So 2A. I'm just going to clear sharps. And we'll just make sure everything is shade smooth. Substance Painter will spot those sharps, and it does weird things with its maps. I prefer it just to be smooth. So that's looking fine. So we're just going to export this twice. Once with the materials, and then once without, and that's the one that we have to open up in Marvelous Designer, or else it punishes me. There we go, export. All right, we're good. And then we're going to add the chain textures and stuff in there. Also, since we're here, let's save the UV template. Oh no, what the hell happened here? Oh, oogly googly. What the farfignugan? What? Jesus Christ, dude. Did you not save the... Alright, we can fix this, but it's annoying. I didn't even think that... This might be a case where I'm going to open up the old one and export it. I just opened up the new one. I'm going to stop that. Actually, I'm going to try one export with this and see if it fixes the UV maps. I thought I had the thing that said do the UV maps right turned on. Open project. You know, it doesn't make any difference. I'm just going to, I just need UV maps from one of these. So let's start, let's just do this one. Nope, you're not the wrong one. Oh, you're an old version. I should just get rid of you. Open project. That one right there. Let's get that one. Oh no. Okay, so I'm going to select that. I'm going to export OBJ selected. You know what? I'm just going to do this and say UVs. Because I just want to see the UVs on this. Okay, single object with unified UV coordinates. That should be working. Is there something else in here that didn't get? That shouldn't make a difference because I don't have any turned sewing lines, I think. Or they should all be welded anyhow. We'll take a look at that. Let's pop this open. All right, let's see what you look like. Yeah, you're janked. God damn it. Janky ass motherfucking software. All right, let's not do that. Let me go back a version where it used to work. I had the UVs all set up. I didn't move parts around. So I shouldn't, so that should still be good. Hey, do you want to update to the new one? Fuck you. Why do you think I'm opening up the old one? All right, here we go. File, open project. I'm just gonna go with this here. Did that all come in right? Let's just go check our UV editor. So that's what it's supposed to look like. Go back to our 2D pattern window. Make sure I have all of that selected. File, file, export, OBJ selected. I'm going to overwrite this UV version here, right here. I don't care what shape that is. I just need its UVs. So this is how it used to work. And if I say okay to that, we come back over to here, tab out, delete that, import in the new version. That's fine. The 2026 is janked. Okay, I have to go fix the UVs. We can do that. It's a little tedious, but it should. Hopefully this doesn't break too much. So I can, and we're going to do this over here in surfaces. Come into here. We're going to edit, load a UV set. That right there, the one that says UVs. We're going to load you in. I'm going to accept that. Here, let's take a look at our UVs. So that's the UVs we have now. I gotta remember to check the UVs again. God damn it. Um, so I just can't use 2026 for anything. Well, I guess I can as long as I open it up in 2025 and resave. The lace tool is kind of cool. I played with that a little bit. Anyhow, so that's total garbage, right? So we're going to update those with that. And I have to refresh this because it doesn't actually automatically change this. So I got to change this camera around. And then we swing back. And there we go. Now I have to update this geometry for these UVs without using this alternate. So we're going to export this and update the base geometry. So here, let's do this. I'm going to switch back to perspective view for a second. And we were sitting at base resolution, so I should be good. Export file. I'm going to not overwrite that. I'm just going to make a O2. This is the reason why I have so much garbage files, but still. Okay, object exporter. Is the rest of this good? Should be good. Export that. All right, now I'm going to update the geometry, but not just, we're going to do a full update. Normally what I did earlier was just an update vertex position. This is a full update. So this will also redo the UVs. At least that's the plan. I have to reset. So my surfaces got janked. Can I undo that? I can't. Okay. So so I've lost all my D4 settings, so I'm going to have to just pick those back up from where we were before. Actually, you know what? I can just pick them up from here. I'm going to save. Let's do this. We can quickly reapply the base shader. I'm just going to bring this in. I'm going to cancel that. I just want this to save. I'm going to save a material file. And actually, I'm just going to save it right here. No, we'll put it down here. This isn't a final file, but I'm going to use this for now. I've got the wrong thing selected. Okay, stop that. That's what I want right there. So we're going to do a material preset. Bikini, dang it. Bikini D-Force. I don't care how it's spelled. I'm not keeping this file. It's just a temp file. And we're just going to check only the simulation settings. Accept that. Okay, now we impatiently wait while that saves. So I'm not going to get to the hat and the sunglasses. I'm going to resave this back out and come back over to here. Actually, that should be my template right there. I think I can just save that while Daz is thinking about stuff. Oh no, where did I go? There we go. UV, export UV layout. Let's come over to whip and up and over. Nope, too far. Templates. Me. I'm going to save this at 8K. I think. No, I think I can do 4K. I'm going to do 4K. 4096. 4096. We'll do that and export that layout. Should be good. Close you down. You're still saving. I'm going to also double check and see if it janked my morphs to hell or not. Okay, it's done. I can now get rid of that. Come over here. Apply those D4 settings. And let's pop over here, or I'm going to resave this back over that. But before I do that, let me just double check and see if my morphs still do anything. They look like they still work. That's the important thing. It makes me cry if I lose those. I should probably adjust that back morph to not pull this stuff with it. All right, so that's... And once again, we're going to pop over here and double check my UVs. Looking good. I'm going to do the color thing again, and we're going to resave this out with the good UVs. We're going to go back and fix the Genesis 9 version with the good UVs. I forgot what I'm doing. Oh, I'm switching views. There we go. Because I want to see these color changes as they go. And rolling. Okay. Okay, and I still have the mass resolution, Control Shift F. I have to reapply the mesh resolution. Anyhow, I don't want to do that just yet. So I'm going to export that again over this. Okay, it's my smoothing modifier. Smoothing modifier is still on. I just lost my base resolution, so we're going to reapply that. There we go. Convert to sub D. Let's memorize that and save it. I don't care if it's got these colors or not right now. All right, resave you back over that. It should be good. All right, let's hide you, and we'll fix the Genesis 9 one. The second time goes faster because you've just done it, and hopefully it's still fresh in my mind. Of course, the second time I usually forget a step. So it usually doesn't. So sometimes it doesn't go faster. All right, here's the drill. Come over to surfaces. Select that. We're going to edit and load in the UV set and bring in this one that says UVs and accept that, and then roll over to here and switch that. Did that not come in? Did it say something like fuck you? It shouldn't have done that. What did I do? It was invalid. What do you mean invalid? Do I have the Oh, I have the wrong thing here selected. That's my problem. I have to have it selected in the scene to do it. See? Missing steps. There we go. There's the UVs. Accept. All right, that was happiness. We are looking for this one right here. UV set. We'll switch that to the good one. We'll put the resolution back to base. Put the smoothing back off. We'll export that as the G902. Should be good. Okay, now we can update this with that. So it's a full geometry update with this. And should be good to go. There we go. Where did I save you? No, I saved you over here. So, oh no, you got all these janky names now. I gotta clean that garbage up again. Stas wouldn't punish me. I gotta check the other one too. It's hidden in here somewhere. So are your surfaces? I think I would have noticed if it. Yeah, those. Oh, it's because the second version came in, had the same surface names as something else. So Daz decided to add extra garbage to it. So I gotta clean that up now. Yay. Um, it's an easy enough fix, but it's just all this tedium. Um, like there. Damn it. I fat fingered that. Okay, that part's fixed. Um, I still have to come into the surfaces and reapply the base shader. Okay, that's good. Let's go check. So my morph's still good, so I don't have to fix that. My mesh resolution has to be reset. My mesh smoothing. I still have mesh smoothing. If I control shift F, that stays on. So let's put back on the subdivision. And I think I'm good to save again. Should be good. I'm just going to do Control Shift F, reset. That's stuck, and that still says, and that's good. All right, let's save this. Actually, I didn't even bother to check to make sure that it got fixed. It got fixed. Okay. The process worked. Back into here, switch my viewport back to something useful. Okay, we are going to resave you. Back over this one. This is probably all good. All right, right, what do we got? I got 7 minutes. I'm gonna get it pulled into substance, and we're gonna call it a day there. So you guys, I don't need anymore. Just get rid of you and bring in. Didn't I save? I think I did save the version out when I was doing the Genesis 9 version. Right there. Let's get you up. Let's tab in. Let's clear all those sharps. Actually, can I just do that from up here? Nope. I have to actually go inside, select everything, and say clear sharp. Okay, resave you over that one. Actually, am I saving with the materials? I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, let's do that with the materials. And then do without the materials. Okay. All right, disaster averted. We're back on track. Let's open up Substance and get it set up in Substance and call it a day. And then I still have to do so next is the wrap. And I think I'll hunt down my sandals, and we still want to make a hat and sunglasses. So I picked up this nice little chain assets from ArtStation. So I'm going to go through those and find they're fancy looking little chains. And I've been using them on other projects ever since I picked this up for, I think, Wild Fang. New project. Select. Let's come over here. Let's go have a beach party. And whip substance. And this one here with no materials is the one that gets loaded in. And create that. All right, let's do file save as. And there we go. I'm good. All right, let's bake our mesh maps. All right, let's bake our ID map. That's the one where we saved with the colors. So we're going to use that. And I'm going to increase the resolution on that one because I want better fidelity. I'm going to use this one because it's got colors. We're going to tighten up that cage for better fidelity. Point oh. Can I get another O in there? I can't. Okay. I went the wrong way. I want to put an O right there. Oh no, it won't stop. There we go. All right, bake that. Oakley dokley. Mode, painting. That's a good start. Lycra. Actually, I should just put Lycra on everything to start with. We'll do that. 2 minutes. Oh no! Let's increase the resolution, the tiling on that. I think that'll be good. Does that have a opacity map? Not really. Do I want an opacity map? I think these are both the same. I don't know. I might add a little bit of an opacity map to that. So I might blend in. Here, let's take a look at cotton or something. And I just want this texture for it. So if I put a cotton on here, that cotton, maybe a knit jersey. Oh no, I can't see chat. Oh no. There we go. That's better. Blended knit jersey. Okay, that gives me. So I kind of like to have this really fine, and actually we're going to tweak that. So I have this really thin opacity map, and I only want this for the opacity map. So we're just going to turn all the other channels off. Come back over to here, and then we'll just switch back to material. And I do want the height map on that, along with the normal. It actually didn't have much of an opacity, so I'm just going to turn that off for simplicity's sake. And then I know it's about time to quit, but I'm going to put a couple of chains in, the starter chains. So let's take that paint layer and put you over here, and let's come into here. And I just want a basic. I think I just want a basic brush that I'm going to build just a round shape heart. There we go. So what do we got? Stretching tiling. Does this have the one that has the beginning, the end, and the... It doesn't. So here's these chain maps. Do I have any of you guys set up? I have this one. I've used this before, so I'm probably going to look for something a little bit different. But this will look... So I'm probably going to swap this out. But my chain map's going to run through here. And that's too small, isn't it? Where's my size? There it is. Are you acting funny? If I should just switch you to a path. Image output. I'm going to have to play with this. So I think I'm going to call it a day right about here. Oh, there's the start offset and the end offset, which isn't doing anything. Stretch along path. Keep aspect. I don't know. I'll figure this out. This stuff always hurts my brain. I'll get it sorted out. Anyhow, so I'm going to put chain textures in here. So let's hit save on this, and we're going to look for somebody to raid. So we got the bikini set up for Genesis 8, Genesis 9 with the base versions ready to go. We've got our basic substance file set up. The wrap I will do later once I get the... Oh, what the hell am I... The showgirl outfit submitted later today. Once that's done, I can then just work on this and then figure out what I want to work on. So maybe tomorrow night I'm going to start thinking of the other projects ahead of this. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. It says we got 4 views. Hey, if there's anybody on YouTube, like and subscribe. That would be great. I still have been a slacker and keep forgetting to set up my raid commands and things. So just join the raid and say howdy to whoever we go say hi to. Let's see who's on Twitch, and we'll raid out here. Let's see if any of the art friends are on. See who's on. Oh, there I am. And then barring art friends, we can go hang out with a music friend. All right, I'm going down to the bottom of the list. We're going to make our way back up. Back up, back up, back up. Memloss is on. IRL. There we go. Let's go say hi to Memloss. Memloss was in here a little bit earlier today. Let's go for a walk. Oh my, it's dark outside. I'm scared. Anyhow, let's go over and say hi to Memloss. Thank you all for being here. No raid commands or anything. And hey, buy my stuff at Daz. There we go. Slash raid, Mamloss. I'm gonna drop off after raid. Hey, thanks for being here, Willie. Take care, buddy. And Charles, if you're still around, always a pleasure to see you, man. And anybody else who's lurking in the background, I think we saw Stadler and Wardrobe drop in. It was a pleasure to catch you. Control V, that didn't copy and paste, did it? Control C, Control V, there we go. Raid Mammolos, there's Charles. And who knows, Napsmore may be lurking in the background. I don't know. I didn't peek in on the lurkers. Anyhow, I hope you'll have a good rest of a Monday or Tuesday for those on the happy side of the planet. I will be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We may be still working on this, or I may be trying to set up the projects past this. We'll see how I'm feeling. Probably working on this, but I'm probably not going to be motivated to work on anything else. So anyhow, hasta la vista, baby.